Imagine living in a world where worries about money seem to no longer hold much importance. In this world, the concept of financial freedom isn't just a distant dream, but becomes a solid foundation for a happy and deeply satisfying life. It might sound like a dream, doesn't it? But in reality, that dream can indeed become a reality, especially when you embark on the path of Stoic philosophy. Stoic philosophy not only provides a perspective, but also a way of life, leading you to the tranquil shore amidst the storms of life. Those who pursue this philosophy are like warriors, constantly seeking freedom and true happiness by tightly embracing and actively controlling their inner selves. In today's video, we will embark on a journey to explore the 10 core principles of Stoicism, a journey not just for learning purposes, but also for conquering oneself and mastering the mind, and most importantly, taking hold of the reins of your own life. Let's immerse ourselves in the depth of Stoic philosophy and begin a new chapter in our life, where you are the master of your destiny, joy, and self. Are you ready to change your life? This is not just an ordinary video. This is an invitation to a journey of self-transformation, a challenge for you to not only listen, but also apply the deepest principles of Stoic philosophy into your daily life. I dare you, no, I urge you to watch this entire video and not skip any principle, because each principle holds the power to transform your life in ways you can't even imagine. Principle number 1. Stop associating wealth with happiness. There are countless different definitions of happiness, each dependent entirely on the individual. However, from a scientific standpoint, most studies on individuals' happiness indices indicate that factors such as health, wealth, marital status, and physical appearance play a relatively minor role in creating happiness. What we often believe will contribute the most to success and happiness, and thus tirelessly pursue, turns out to be not as significant in creating feelings of happiness. For example, in one study, scientists surveyed several hundred workers at 10 different job sites, asking them how happy they felt during 25 minutes of their workday. Surprisingly, those with higher incomes were not happier than those with lower incomes. In fact, they often experienced more pressure, stress, and negative emotions. Findings like these have been consistently replicated in a series of studies on the relationship between income and happiness. Seneca, one of the famous Stoic philosophers, once said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." This profound statement reflects the spirit of Stoicism, encouraging us to seek wealth within our souls rather than in possessions. So how can we separate happiness from material wealth? First, we need to ask ourselves, what truly matters to me? And am I seeking happiness in the wrong places? It's a process of self-discovery, reassessing our values, and focusing on developing our inner selves and inner peace. By relinquishing the attachment to material possessions and societal standards of value, we open the door to true freedom. Spiritual wealth can never be lost or stolen, and it is the source of enduring happiness. Remember that true happiness comes from living a meaningful life. adhering to principles, and facing life authentically and confidently. In today's world, we are often captivated by the glittering lights of materialism, forgetting the true value of spiritual freedom. Stoic philosophy teaches us that wealth does not lie in what we possess, but in what we can let go of. This is not just advice, but the first step towards true freedom. Principle number 2. Stop spending beyond your means. When the world is dazzled by material temptations, holding on to one's ideals within the capabilities of oneself is not only a daily battle with oneself, but also a sweet triumph of indomitable spirit. Stoicism is not just a philosophy, but also a beacon illuminating the path, affirming a timeless truth. Happiness is not bought with money, but lies in the ability to find meaning and satisfaction within the depths of oneself. Pause for a moment and imagine, in every corner of social media, we are treated to glittering images of perfect lives, exquisite outfits, shiny smartphones, exotic travels. Like a wave, it sweeps away our reason into an endless race of possession. The restlessness when your heart beats irregularly with the desire to acquire the latest item just to avoid lagging. In that moment, Seneca's words resonate like a gentle awakening. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. Perhaps this is the time when we need to pause, look into our souls, and ask ourselves, are these desires truly what we need, or are they merely calls from invisible societal pressures? Epictetus' reminders are not only lessons in self-restraint, but also invitations to return to our true essence, where happiness is not a race for material pursuits, but a search for and appreciation of spiritual values. We all have the power to choose between chasing the shadows of insatiable desires or choosing a different path, a path towards the light of inner freedom and peace. Ask yourself, what is most important to you? And how can we begin to distinguish between needs and wants? Do you need a new phone, or do you simply want to keep up with trends? By asking questions and exercising self-control, we not only learn how to manage finances wisely, but also develop autonomy, helping us confront temptations and determine the true values in our lives. Applying Stoic philosophy to financial management not only helps you avoid the trap of uncontrolled spending, but also brings about a meaningful and happy life. By living within our means and seeking satisfaction from within, we create a solid foundation for true freedom and happiness. Let us help each other grow. How has this method changed your life? Share your experiences in the comments below so we can learn together. Principle number 3. Stop neglecting personal development. Continuous self-improvement is a journey that never ends. It's an ongoing spiritual adventure to become the best version of oneself. By embracing and committing to this process, we open the door to remarkable growth in every aspect of life. Stoic philosophy teaches that patience is a crucial factor in advancing along our path. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoic philosophers, wrote, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." By being patient with ourselves and the process of personal development, we can achieve significant accomplishments without losing patience in the face of challenges. Self-control is a necessary skill when striving for personal growth. This requires the ability to recognize and regulate our emotions, actions, and thoughts. As Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, once said, "Some things are in our control and others not." This emphasizes the importance of developing self-control to progress further in life. We also need to learn to free ourselves from social pressures and societal norms. One of the most crucial factors in personal development is the ability to identify our values and live by them. As Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This includes resisting societal pressures and creating a life based on our freedom and happiness. This is not just a spiritual adventure to discover ourselves, but also a journey to seek freedom and happiness. By heeding the voice of Stoic philosophy, we realize that the ability to develop oneself is not just a choice, but a commitment to a more meaningful and liberated life. Before we embark on the powerful journey of exploring Stoic philosophy to break the cycle of financial hardship, let's pause for a moment to confront an urgent issue: the neglect of our finances. This is not just about the numbers on the balance sheet, but also about self-management and personal responsibility. Let's together explore how to face and overcome this challenge with determination and patience. Principle number 4. Equally pivotal: stop ignoring your finances. When Seneca, one of the great minds of the Stoic world, once said, "It is not the man who has too little who is poor, but the one who hankers after more," he not only shared a perspective, but also opened a door into our inner world. This statement serves as a gentle and profound reminder of the value of mastering desire, of knowing when enough is enough. It is a lesson not just about saving or investing, but also about seeking true wealth in contentment and satisfaction with what one has. Self-control is the cornerstone of effective financial management. But how can we apply this principle to our daily lives? Let's start by asking ourselves, do I need this, or do I just want it? Differentiating between need and want is the first step in learning to live within our means and avoiding the temptation of excessive consumption. Accepting reality, another principle of Stoicism, also helps us understand that we cannot always fully control our finances. Markets may fluctuate and incomes may decrease, but how we respond to these changes is within our control. That's why building an emergency fund is an essential part of financial management. A specific example of self-control in financial management is the decision of a major investor like Warren Buffett, who has lived in a modest home for decades despite having the means to buy a castle. His lifestyle and decisions reflect the Stoic principles of simplicity and self-control. Therefore, financial management is not just a necessary skill, but also a mental exercise, a journey of personal development. Are you ready to face this challenge and turn it into an opportunity for self-improvement? Remember, True wealth lies not in the quantity of assets you own, but in the soul and the freedom from endless desires. Principle number 5. Stop blaming others. Did you know that blaming others can be like a false lifebuoy, temporarily helping us float on the surface of failures and challenges? But is this an escape route, or just an invisible wall that holds us back from realizing our true potential? Stoic philosophy, with a focus on personal responsibility and acceptance, opens up a different path, a path to true freedom and personal development. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "You have power over your mind, not external events. Realize this, and you will have strength." This statement is not just advice, but also a reminder of the power within each of us. What would happen if you chose to fully accept responsibility for your life? Could you break the cycle of disappointment and create a meaningful and successful life? Take, for example, Thomas Edison, a tireless inventor who experienced over 1,000 failures before inventing the electric light bulb. He never blamed circumstances, materials, or his colleagues. Instead, Edison saw each failure as a way not to succeed, a valuable lesson on the road to success. This approach not only demonstrates extraordinary patience and perseverance, but also reflects the Stoic philosophy's spirit of acceptance and learning from every situation. So, when faced with failure, which path will you choose? Will you accept and learn from it, or seek an excuse to blame? What makes the difference between successful people and those who constantly feel stuck? The answer lies in your own choices. As Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, advised, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that things are difficult." Every day, we have the opportunity to confront challenges, accept responsibility, and write our own stories differently. Therefore, embrace the challenge, accept responsibility, and live your life with courage and determination. It is not only the path to success and happiness, but also the highest expression of Stoic philosophy in daily life. When we dare to face and overcome, nothing is impossible. If you draw a lesson from principle number 5, leave a comment. I dare to face difficulties and challenges below this video. Before we continue, I want to take a moment to thank all of you who have accompanied us on this meaningful journey. Your support is a great encouragement for us to continue creating quality content and bringing value to the community. If you find value in our sharing, please like and share this video with your friends and loved ones. Remember, each share not only helps spread this philosophy of life further, but can also change the lives of many people. Now, let's continue our journey with principle number 6. This is the time when we learn to embrace risks, no longer fearing challenges and failures, because from those experiences we will become stronger and wiser.